Is up, boys and girls, ladies and gentlemen, day traders, closet swing traders. Hope you guys are doing absolutely fantastic. Hope you guys had a great weekend. This is our first full week of June because we got only like the discount June, 2 days of June trading, and so far, pretty extremely positive days. Not even gonna be upset away about how June started. So June was so far pretty crazy. Question is, can we maintain the rally? Can we continue to go up higher? Will we just stay flat, pull back a little bit, retest? We're gonna find out. But as much as I don't know yet where the market's going, what I do know is we got all the party people up in the house. Good morning. We got Alex with us bright and early. We got Brian. Good morning. Brian Reppel. Good morning. Fayaz, good morning. We got Greg K. Gerline is with us. Good morning to Jacob, J, JT, Lauren, Martina, Ron, Tanya, Wynn. Yes, sirs, are rocking with us. Good morning to all my peeps at YouTube land. We got Richard Jett, Jennifer Lovell, my lurkers in the background that are just not commenting. There you go. Good. Daniel's like, nah, it's not me. I'm not the lurker. Good morning, Daniel. We got all you guys with us, and just hit the like, subscribe, and retweet, and do all those. I don't know, just you guys figure it out. But I do appreciate you guys joining us, and let's take a look real quick into the market. Let's see what is happening. It seems like a little bit of a slow day. Compared to everything else, I guess that we've experienced the last month, it seems like a slow day. So we are gapping up right now. I know at least futures from last night, they were positive. We woke up, we were slightly negative, and we're kind of just hanging around this spot. The spot I'm looking for today is essentially where we're opening 427.99. I mean, we ran from the lows of this move from 416.87 to 428.71. I have a target not hit yet, 431.82. So that's going to be my spot that I'm looking for. And I think we could definitely still get some continuation. There's nothing yet telling me that we could pull back. Is it possible to have a small inside day? I think 9:45 we get PMI numbers. If I'm not, not PMI. I think we get manufacturing numbers. Yeah, we get PMI, and then we get some manufacturers. So 9:45, 10. On the list of speakers, not really anything that I think could really. I think we get Fed Miser coming up to talk today. Anything else? I don't think we're going to really hit too much big news. The one big thing that could help move the markets is the WWDC, which is what Apple is doing, and they're going to present most likely some kind of virtual reality headset or something to that degree. So Apple's going to have a little bit of probably news. And again, Apple is a large part of the SPY. Therefore, maybe we could get a good push, either bullish or bearish from that. But otherwise, going to be rather slow in the news direction today. And we are opening pretty much where we closed on Friday. Right now, all momentum is still bullish. And I think it's still buy the dip type of market. So we'll see. Let's check out the Qs. Market services PMI. Yep. That's the one I think at 9:45, Jay. Because then I think there's another one at 10. Steve in YouTube land, good morning. All right, we got the Qs. Still kind of hanging out on the Qs. We are below the VPOC from Friday, so that's a spot we will definitely have to get through if we want to continue this rally. That's 354.83. That's where I'm going to start watching on the Qs. And then one little spot somewhere around 356.32. And if the rally really wants to continue to push, target would be 359.31. So we definitely have some higher side. All the volume right now should act as support, which means I don't think we get a total drop in the market. It's beyond bearable. I think there's going to be some type of support all the way down to about 349.55. So somewhere in that range would be either chop zone if we do start to fall, or we start to look for more buy the dips. But we have some kind of level of hopefully safety protection and some kind of safety net Again, yeah, I think buy the dip is where we're going to want to lead to. Let's take a look real quick at Tesla. Oh, ISM is at 10. Gotcha. All right. So those are the two things that could affect trades that we're in, at least. I honestly, I don't think either one will have too big of a impact on the market. I mean, unless there's a massive surprise sitting somewhere. But yeah, until that, I don't know. All right, we got Tessie. So Tessie with a nice little gap up from the close. I think we're starting to look at this as an AI play, which I mean, Elon's been pretty much investing in AI since I don't know 20 years ago. So I don't know, but the market is just kind of catching on now. Nice little gap up. This one technically is a retest gap after a very strong move. And I did have targets on this thing to about 217.60s, not 217.60, to about 217. So we are at my target now where I thought this thing has a good possibility to run to. That takes us right into that volume area. So if this thing breaks and we do start pushing, to make the bullish case, we probably have to about 223.62. To the bearish side of things, we could probably get back to about 213.12. That would be the retest, and then that's the spot that has to hold. Otherwise, we'll probably pull back a little bit further. But we've had nothing but a straight shot up higher into a decent resistance zone. I think this one probably at open fades. We're gonna have to see where this thing actually wants to open. If it opens a little bit higher, it's gonna have some room to run. But if it opens right where it's at now, I think we could expect at least a little bit of a pullback first, and then if we're looking to buy the dip and take that one home to the bullish direction, that's probably the way I'd want to go. Market has the ability to stay flat too, so maybe today's not a huge mover in the market. AAPL again, this one's going to get wild with WWDC today. We are opening. Are we opening at all-time highs? I think so. Okay. So really at this point, they could only step on their own feet. Otherwise, they should just cancel the conference and unless they're coming out with some real crazy stuff. The Apple car comes out today. We'll see. We'll see what they want to present. But this is definitely going to be one on the list to watch for all day today, just because we're going to get some crazy moves. I think at some point, really nice gap. Technically, it's a gap and go, but it has run up first into it. So again, I'd be a little patient on this one, not get the FOMO of, hey, I need to buy this at all-time highs and see if we get a little bit of a pullback first. But yeah, probably that. I have no idea what's going to happen with the conference. I'm thinking it's going to. I don't think they're going to come out with anything that's going to really say, okay, Apple's done, IBM is the future. So I don't know, but yeah, I think I buy the dip, and if we're in there bullish, we could get out with some kind of decent news. You guys want to look at OPCH? By the way, if you guys have other tickers you want to throw in there, now's a good opportunity to throw it into either the YouTube chat, the regular chat. Josh is saying, I'm watching DDD after Friday news and weekly signal. All right, we'll take a look at that one. So this OPCH Option Care Health, good little gap up. This is a retest from Friday, but I do like the fact that we're gapping above this entire mess as well as this. We do have big gaps to fill. Probably going to start hitting a little resistance. I would imagine somewhere around $30. $30.05. Finviz, let's check this out real quick. I can't imagine this one's got a high short float. Yeah, 4.9. So not that crazy of a short float on this one for that extra momentum. And then we do have some of those moving averages coming in. That would take us to about 29.87. So yeah, somewhere right around this $30 zone is where we could get held up if it doesn't, and this thing really wants to move. I don't know if there's news on this. Looks like we just had a TTM squeeze on it too. Amadeus, I don't think I said that correct. Received unsolicited buyout bid from Optum that could be superior. Whether put that in air quotes to deal with Option Care Health. That seems like a negative news story, to be honest. Gets unsolicited 3.26 billion offer from United Health. I don't know. It seems like bad news for for Option Care Health. Market must disagree with me, but I don't like them getting a superior deal to the company you're trying to invest in. All right, but yeah, gap up, and again, I just don't know how far this thing's going to run. If it wants to go, and this is I'm reading that news completely incorrectly, you could get some higher bids, but that would take us even to like $30.70. So we might be a little restricted on range potentially, but it does look it's a nice, cute little gap. We got DDD. All right, so Josh is looking at the weekly. 3D is back. Kind of. It's not. It didn't hit its $100 mark yet, but soon. Kind of looks a little on the weekly, at least. It looks a little bit inverse head and shoulders. So you have the left. This would be the head. This could be the right. We really gapping up on the weekly though. Pretty strong weekly chart. Almost a bullish engulfing candle. Love that closing spot. Let's go back into the daily. Let's just see if we have anything else that's crazy. Lots and lots of volume came in. Looks like we got held up at a moving average. And did already hit some of that resistance up here too. Kind of, sort of. Probably 971 would be initial target. You got seems like you have a lot of resistance there. Let's see. I haven't seen the short float on this one in a while. DDD. We got 8%, so that's kind of a decent short float. Could help push some of this. I think this one comes back first. You are actually above a really nice support. So if you get a pullback, look somewhere around like the 918, 917 zone. If that's able to hold, that would give you probably next leg up. I got the next moving average. If we want to go off of that, it would be about $10.16. That's a really nice return. That would take you right into that before you have to break out. So yeah, definitely one to watch. Let's add it to the list. I don't know if it's something that I'd have to really get right away. As soon as the bell rings, I would love to see some type of pullback. But it was a very good week last week for him. So we get DDD up there. Unity Software. Sneaky weeky. I don't know why I said sneaky weeky volume when you say sneaky weekly volume. RSI diversion a few weeks back. Yeah, I like the on the weekly, but that would be more of a swing trade, which I'm fine with too. But even if I was to try to pinpoint the swing, I think I'd want to wait to see, for me personally, see if we can get a pullback first, because we are hitting a lot of resistance. Unity Software, no real gap on this one, so it is opening pretty much flat, at least to this point, as to where we closed. So we're not going to have any luxury of playing the gap on this one, but again, pretty decent close. You do have pretty good support, I would say, somewhere around $27-ish. Another, which we're seeing all over the place, inverse head and shoulders. Neckline, though, is going to take you to pretty much where we got that rejection last time. This one, I think, again, it probably does something like this, I would imagine. And if that's the case, we got to work ourselves into the fib. So let's see if we can get a fib on this one. If we can get that pullback, that 50% retracement. I also have a high volume area right there as well. So if this thing pulls back, I'm going to even set an alert on this one. Add alert. So if we can get somewhere around 29.30, that gives me pretty decent risk to reward. And I really want that inverse head and shoulders to hold. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 days in a row. get a rest day, get a pullback. It doesn't have to happen, but if it does, that would be the better spot to look, at least on a perspective of swing trade. Day trade, today could be a little choppy on Unity just because it is opening inside of a high wave candle. High wave is usually some type of resting period. So we'll see where that one wants to go from there. Let's take a look at its counterpart, Snow, see if that one's getting anything different. Kind of a blow off top from on Snow. Same thing. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. These guys got killed on earnings. This one came in. We closed out all of those VPOCs. So this one has room now to move in any direction. Probably, I would assume, could do the same thing. Almost throw a fib on this thing. You're looking maybe somewhere around the 162.94 zone. That would give you some kind of at least 50% retrace if you want to play this bullish. But yeah, this thing from this point on Snow, you can see this thing just either rise to new levels or completely die. Take a look at Net and ET. Real virtual demand in the house. What is happening? Good to see you too. Good to see you too. All right. For Net, so this one is a retest gap. Has a little bit more room to fall, I think. We'll just go straight Fibonacci's. That would take us right into that 10 EMA on the daily, which is about 63.32. So it's got some room. I wouldn't be the first one to short this thing, but that's a decent gap down. Was there any news? Looks like there might be. Covered call screener, so lots of covered calls coming in on Cloudflare. Cloudflare's R2 is the infrastructure powering leading AI companies. I don't know. Well, that was May 17th that news came out. And then even this one was 4 days ago, so we're not really getting too much news on these guys. I don't see anything fresh out there if there's upgrades or downgrades. My assumption would be there's no downgrade because it's going up. So if anything, that's when we get the upgrades. You can only upgrade or downgrade after things have already moved. Wave count basis, we could be starting possibly a wave 4. So maybe a future like this, 1, 2. This could have been a 3. We get that pullback, and then we do one more wave for wave 5. So something like that could play out. But for day trade today, we could. I mean, I have no problem trying some kind of a retest. Probably the better spot if we could get up there would be looking for like a 69.27 entry, stop about $72, and then see if this thing wants to actually pull back. But yeah, looks a little bit on the weaker side as you do have the entire market kind of moving up higher. And I do think it wouldn't be a big major. I need like 3 R's on this trade because I think we're just entering that wave 4, and we will probably have that at least one more bounce. AMD. Eric says, did I miss Ford? No, I've been waiting for you to come in. I said we could cover Ford, but Eric's not here, YouTube land, so not yet. Not yet, but now you're here. We'll get we will cover some Ford. I believe they got an upgrade. AMD. Interesting. Let me take these off. I think this might be my favorite stock so far today. Definitely a retest gap. We've sold a little bit after a big obvious push. We do have the support of the 10 EMA coming in somewhere around 115.59. It's got a lot of room down to some levels that were not ever retested. That would take us to about 108.37. I think I'll play on this one. So I'm going to watch this one very, very carefully. I kind of like this one a lot. What I'm thinking we could get, even if we sell right at the beginning of the day, I'm not going to get that FOMO. And if it just opens and drops, and missed opportunity, I guess. But we should have a little bit of support from that 10 EMA coming in. This is technically a retest gap. I think we could get the bounce into that VPOC. That would give me a move to short after that retest, and we have a lot of room if this thing does want to now start breaking down that 10. So I'm going to see if we can get that bounce first, and then I'd be interested in looking short. Kerry says, if you do fibs on AMD, where would you go from the pivot before or the gap after? It depends on what you want to measure, honestly, Kerry. So, all right, that's a good question. And I think we, not too many crazy gaps today. So I think we cover this now. But what I'd be looking for is if this gap happens, right? And I'm like, I love AMD. I want to get in bullish. And I think I missed the opportunity, or I want to set up a trade. I could do it like this, right? But as soon as we start breaking the 50% and the 618, I'm not going to be really using this fib anymore, because my intention, if I was to draw it like that, means that that's my stop spot, right? So at that point, I'm looking for something like this. This is a quick pullback, and then I think that happens. AMD is not showing that right now. So again, in real time, it's a little tough, but that's where I would be trying. And I'd be like, all right, cool. Didn't work. I lost the R, right? It didn't do what I thought my game plan was for that to happen, right? But that, if I was looking for that move, this is how I would have to draw my fib. The fact that we are kind of breaking down at this point, and we've already crossed that 618, now I have to start using a longer term move, which would probably take me to really where this move started. And that would be, I'll go from here, somewhere around the $80.97. I don't know if that's to the penny or not, but now I have a much bigger target because I don't think it's a quick in and out type move. So the 50% gives us to that 106. Again, we're even targeting the gap close, which is about 108.20. So this is 108.20 is a very doable target, and we could probably see some push even back to $100.03, right? And that would still be us maintaining a bullish sentiment on it, just looking for different spots to buy that dip. All right, let's take a look at Ford. So Ford got a little bit of a gap up. I believe GM might be moving off of it too, but who was it? Was it Chase? Somebody came in, they upgraded Ford. I think it was, I don't know if it was Chase or not. One of them. Oh, did they have a Barron's article too? That was 2 days ago. So they're also in Barron's. Again, this is a retest gap. It looks kind of interesting. You do have nice little support down here. You did already have your pullback. So again, this looks like a perfect fib if you wanted to measure this one. That's going to take us from here to here. This pullback was right at the 50, so that already happened. Now the question is this double top, or do we make one more push higher? I do think this is probably some type of wave 5, right? So I think this is a 1, 2, 3, 4, and I think we're into a wave 5. So a little bit of probable resistance up here. It looks very interesting. This is also a retest gap. This one, I don't know. It depends on where this thing opens. I have one more VPOC up here. Very easily, that could be the resistance, and then we just kind of fade, and this thing doesn't do anything spectacular. If we could get above this, we have a little bit more room to go. I have this dotted line, again, higher volume. That takes me to roughly 1281. There's also a moving average there as well. So to the upside for right now, I don't know for day trade if this is going to carry us home to a 2R target, but I think we could easily get some kind of a chop, or at least add it to the watch list. If we start breaking 1281, then I think the play would be, okay, we got to wait and see what happens. We get above it. Great. We're showing a lot more strength. We get that pullback, and then we look for some kind of a bounce. So I think I could be a little patient on Ford at open for if you want to look at it for more of a, and I forget what the upgrade was to, $15, $16, something like that. But it's definitely down a whole heck of a lot for a longer term position. If you like Ford, you consolidated for a very, very long time at these levels. So maybe looking for like a swing, or looking for longer term investment. Potentially, this is a decent spot to do so, as long as you do like Ford. And if it's long term, make sure you go through the earnings reports and just see what you like and don't like about it. But decent location to look to buy, and maybe we have enough to finally start breaking out of this with some of those upgrades coming in. Yep, everything oil's moving today. So CVX. good gap there. I think we had some OPEC news come out that they're just kind of maintaining the levels of production. And again, retest gap, but it is above a decent little pivot. Oil's been getting clapped for a couple months, but they're still up massively over the course of the last, I would say, 18 months. So still decent levels on CVX. That looks like an interesting gap. Do we want to play it, though, as a day trade? I don't know, but I will throw it up here to watch oil a little bit because at least it's giving us something a little to the exciting side. XOM would be another one, and they are gapping as well. Targets probably not a lot of upside, I don't think, or at least initially. So the initial target would be about 107.59, and the target after that maybe could take us to about, I would probably even go higher. An aggressive target would be about 109.48. So we'll see. It is technically a retest gap, a couple days in a row of running bullish. Some people might want to take some profits, but we'll see what happens on that one. So oil could be interesting. What is this thing over here? Found some new stuff in TradingView. Okay, cool. Nike, NKE. I talked about Gap GPS as well. Retail was running pretty much on Friday. So there was some money to be made there. I do want to continue to watch some of the retail names to see if we could still get some more squeezing. But for right now, it's just kind of hanging out. Nike's at a little bit of resistance. You do have the 10 EMA coming in on the daily. That should probably apply a little additional pressure. Watch this one if we start breaking. If we start breaking probably about 108.23, that would be the spot. Otherwise, your range is 108.23 to the low side. You're going to be looking for some kind of support, probably around 105.79. So still inside of a doji and not a huge range to trade in between. So for right now, you'd have to have some kind of conviction that the higher end of that channel is going to break and the lower end is going to break. Otherwise, it's going to be kind of choppy back and forth, I think, on Nike. Do we cover them all already? Like, they're all. Did I miss any? Yeah, so not a crazy amount of gaps, which is okay. It's the market. You're allowed to rest, go slow. If you've had a massive week last week, if you had some massive trades, usually your own personal feeling and sentiment is like, man, I'm king of the hill and I need to keep this momentum going. And I'm just going to go from $1 to a billionaire within 30 minutes. Slow down. Typically, if you have a big win or a big month, the following week is usually a little bit more challenging, to say the least, just because a lot of it has nothing to do with the market, but its own psychological thinking of like, man, I need to be in a trades. And then if that trade doesn't work out, how come it didn't work out? And then it's the market's fault. Just, you can go slow, you can rest. But I do think we are still by the dip territory. I'm not at my targets yet of 431.86 or 82. Those are my temporary targets. I think we get up there, and that's probably where the bounce comes in. But any of this intraday pullbacks, I'm still looking to buy dips. I'm not really looking to sell yet until, again, the market gives me the opportunity to do so. But unfortunately, we only got like 10 seconds left. Everybody out there in YouTube land, I do appreciate you joining us each and every day. Make sure you guys check out reallifetrading.com. We have free education, beginner, intermediate, and advanced courses. Also, if you have not already done so, I mean, I feel like it's a routine at this point. Hit that thumbs up, the like, subscribe, and we will catch you guys on the next one. You guys are awesome. Take it easy, guys.